I don't care if you've been listening to Euphoria all night. If you up, smash that like button. Welcome to Black and Black Times Infinity. I'm your host, Cthulhu Predator, coming to you live and direct from the Vista. Smoke me out, fam, with all the dankest and dank shit. On my left, the oldest ninja in the world, old ninja.
Sometimes you gotta take the fake with the good.
Mm. Engineer and on the ones and twos, choke people out on the threes and fours, Chronos.
I have fallen on dark days, but at least I got my voice back,
You
so
sure do.
that's good. I'm
Mm.
not a ghoul anymore.
Mm-mm. And Fallout ghouls.
Yeah.
All right, we back up in here. We don't know if we'll have blue or not, but let's make it happen. God damn it!
All right, I got some stats. Listener of the week would be Louise, and in the chat, I don't think there's anybody there yet. No, but I'm also having a problem with the chat thing coming up. So yeah, once I get it fixed, then we'll see. We should be live though. I got the
I saw the
notification.
I saw the banner just a second ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we're live on Twitch too, so I was checking the chat there. There's nobody
Good
there.
shit.
Yeah, some
All right,
places
old
on.
ninja, what you got for pouring out of beverages? And you got any?
I do, because we skipped this one. I don't know. I don't know if I. So when I wasn't on a couple weeks ago, you guys didn't talk about this, but it's something that, or it's someone that's been a controversial figure, regardless how you feel about him or not. But Orenthal Jones passed away. OJ the Juice. I'm not going to really talk about, you know, him passing or whatnot. I'm going to leave it open to discussion for once, you know, because
Wait, we
one way
started
or
already?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
What the hell?
good
Motherfuckers
lord.
couldn't wait for it, brother.
No, apparently not. They could wait.
Hey, man,
You
this
you
is
And
know
I'm
still
your
that.
boy
TV
Blue
time.
coming to you live and direct from the stack. Hope y'all have that day too.
Blue just
Yeah,
coming in hot, like
Came in like
hot,
Kool-Aid
hot,
man.
hot landing. Damn, just busting through walls. But yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone's got their opinion on the juice, whether whatever side you're on. I'm not gonna.
OJ didn't
I'm
do
not
it.
gonna. God dang.
Okay.
But I
I mean,
mean,
we all right. I think as I can speak for every single black person right now, we can all say that he probably definitely did it, right?
God
I mean,
damn.
he wrote a book about how he would do it.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Go ahead. Finish your thought. I got my 2 cents. But go ahead.
he had a lot of history of threats and a whole bunch of stuff going on. At the same time, I will also say there was very clear evidence that LAPD did some fucked up ass shit.
That could be true too. Yeah.
Yeah, like in terms of very blatantly being overtly racist and trying to mess around with evidence, probably lost them the case on their own.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there was a lot of things going on at one time. I encourage everybody to still see that. ESPN did a great 5-6 parter. It's actually on Netflix now. The 30 for 30, all about his
Mm.
entire life, including pre-trial and post-trial. But yeah, I'll leave it at that.
I feel like after he won, though, I think there was a curse that was put out into the world that just like viciously murdered his defense team. So yeah, they both died of like some crazy cancers, right?
Well, I mean, Johnny
Well,
Cochran, he was old as fuck. I mean,
yeah,
that's for real. So,
and I don't have any. I mean, defense attorneys are supposed to defend
Oh yeah,
people.
no, it's nothing bad against them. They did their job.
Yeah, I don't have
mhm.
any.
Well, they sure did.
Yeah,
Famously.
Well,
Johnny.
if it wasn't for OJ, we wouldn't have the Kardashians, to be honest.
I was literally about to say that. I was going
I
to start
mean,
my note, but go
and
ahead.
we could do without
and
that though.
I
and for the folks like everybody's favorite Kardashian adjacent, um,
Ray J? No.
formerly Bruce Jenner, but currently Caitlyn. Um, they or that person sure did try to dance on OJ's grave, but people were reminding her that she killed a whole bunch of people or killed some people.
Yeah, ran somebody over.
So,
Yeah,
so yeah, people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. And at the end of the day, too, I really hope that those now adult children, people forget about that. are doing well and adjusting because shit, they lived through some horrific times.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they did.
So rewinding tape, I'm gonna speak on just a few things. Like, yes, he was a famous football player. Yes, he set records. I mean, those are things that can't be taken away from him. He was also, he was in a bunch of popular movie franchises
Naked Gun.
at that a time that are still watchable today. I mean, despite on what you think, I mean, he did good comedy, or he had a really good comedy team. I guess. I mean, they made really good comedy movies. Despite when it came up to the quote unquote trial of the century, everyone's got their opinion on whether he did it or not. The fact that at the end of the day, he was not convicted of, at least in criminal court. He was convicted in civil court, and he had to pay up for that. And then there are some things that people scratch their head about, is that he fucked up and did some shit in Vegas and tried to steal from himself and got caught. I mean, the man got convicted of
He
that
didn't
and went
steal
to
from
jail.
himself. He robbed somebody, didn't he?
No, but
Yeah.
he robbed somebody, but that was his. It was his investment was there. It was like his.
Yeah,
It was his
sports,
like memorabilia or whatever.
Yeah, but if
yeah,
that was there.
sports paraphernalia, but
that's still theft. If somebody bought your sports paraphernalia legally anyway, and you go up to them and try to take it back, like,
yeah,
Yeah, of course. That's why he was
Yeah.
convicted of this and literally spent a decade in jail, if not more. I think he did
yeah.
10, 15.
If someone has the receipts from a purchase of something, like they didn't go through some crazy black market underground illegal method for
No, they went to an auction.
and
An
he's
illegal auction.
and he sold
Then,
his
yeah,
stuff
that's legal.
because he sold his stuff because of the because he got sued in civil court, didn't he? He had to sell a bunch of this shit.
That's why he was convicted in civil court of by the Brown family, by Nicole Brown, and it was a class action. It was the Nicole Brown family as well as the other young man.
Cato, was it Cato?
No, fuck Cato.
That was his friend, right?
No,
Goldstein.
Goldman.
Yeah,
Goldman.
Goldstein.
this is all
They
very old
did
knowledge.
class action lawsuit. He was convicted of that, even though it's because it's a civil court and not criminal. He didn't do jail. He had to pay, but he went to jail. But he did go to jail for stealing, and he went to jail in Las Vegas. He was literally recently released within the last 3-4 years.
Prodigy, you gotta stop moving your camera, man. You're making me sick.
So I mean,
This isn't OnlyFans.
yeah, there's just some crazy things. I mean, like Blue was saying, the Kardashians literally became on the public radar because of this fucking case. Possibly Khloe Kardashian could possibly be OJ's daughter. There's that shit
yeah,
too.
that's right.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit going on. There's a lot of crazy shit. I mean, I know those of you who are
He is built like a linebacker, so.
yeah. Well, she is taller than her other two sisters. So just saying.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Just
but
to be
regardless, those of you who are probably east of the Mississippi River, you will probably understand that Hollywood's been trying to weird and strange because yes, they admitted that they were like in wife swapping swinger groups, whatever. But
Pineapple
that
at the
still does
door.
not- yeah, but that still doesn't, excuse murder. Even though at the end of the day, he was not convicted of murder. He was convicted years later of stealing his own shit from someone else. That bought it.
it's not his stuff if he sold it.
Mm.
Let's just be
Well,
clear
I
here.
mean, at one point it was his stuff,
Yeah, but
but
it's-
he did sell it.
It's not his stuff
But-
though. He sold
But
it.
I was back to saying this, so just to be really clear, because especially someone young listening to this, they're going to try to do the math and say, well, how the fuck did they give us the Kardashians? The Kardashians were young kids at this,
Mhm.
the ones that we all know.
Children.
The mom was certainly around and in the trial, and then years later, the daughters became like these, reality stars or whatever. But that was our introduction to the Kardashian kind of name itself, because he was one of the lawyers on the team.
Yeah.
And he was, pretty famous for being this, Armenian, LA-based lawyer or whatever. Nobody kind of could have predicted that his daughters were going to be these reality fucking stars, because they were about the same age as OJ's kids at that time.
Hell, they don't even look like they did back then. Not just because they were young, just because of all the
Plastic
work
surgery,
they had done
yeah.
to their faces.
They are heavily
to their
modified.
bodies.
Yeah. Well, just so
show.
hold on. I just want to give Old Ninja like an analogy. If I sold my car to a person and then I went back and then took my car back, it's not my car anymore. It's that person's
So
car. I sold it to them. They gave me money, so I can't just go back and
understand
take the car. It's not
I
mine.
get that, but however, at one point in time, that car was yours. It wasn't as
Yeah,
if
but you
that
can't.
person got it from this dealership. I
It
understand
was
the
mine,
change
but
of
it's
ownership.
now
Yeah, it
somebody
was
else's because
yours.
that's how.
But however, when it comes to OJ, his name is on that shit.
It doesn't
So,
matter. It doesn't.
I understand. It was his stuff. His name is on it, and then he sold it.
If you,
So
but
I
you,
get it. And then
when
he
you
tried
say
to
it's
steal
his
it back.
stuff, though, it's not his stuff. Like
I mean, his name's on the shit. That's what I'm just trying to say. But yes, he did sell to someone else. So I get it. That's why he got caught and he did time. This fool had a heist team. It wasn't by himself. He had a team that he tried to heist this shit
it's
from.
almost like
Fucking
you robbed
hilarious.
somebody, right? I mean, let's just call it how it is.
He's not Ocean's 11 or 12 or 13. So he tried those.
What's
Didn't
what's
work.
kind of sad about all this is that like OJ back in the day. I mean, I don't know OJ mentioned it, but like, dude, he like him in Lethal Weapon and like other movies, like he was
Naked
like,
Gun.
yeah, oh yeah, Naked Gun.
Naked Gun. He's Naked Gun.
But like he was hilarious in that, and like going back and watching him, it's just still kind of funny. But yeah, I mean,
It's extremely funny. It's still funny.
Did
he
you
fucked up.
did you know he had a reality show?
Yes.
He did.
Yeah, it was like for like
Mhm.
one season. It's called I forget what it was called, but it was like this weird thing where it was like this sort of reality show where it was like a prank show, and he was in it, and it was like super weird. And he talked about like the only thing you couldn't say was talk about like him and like his like trial and all that stuff, anything around there. And it was just like really weird show.
I thought it was VH1 or MTV.
Yeah, but they had like
Yeah.
they had like
Was it-
titties in it
Pretty
and
sure
shit.
it's
It was like
VH1.
weird.
What they call it? Juiced.
Yeah, I think it was called
Oh my
Juiced. Yeah,
God.
it's like you just got
Yeah.
juiced. Yeah.
It was pretty bad. All right, what else we got?
All right.
But that's, as far as IPs, that was it. But like I said, despite where you are on the OJ spectrum, he will be forever, I guess, infamous, one way or the other.
Yeah. We could talk about some more semi-death, and we could talk about Euphoria. You want to do that?
Ooh, boy.
The TV series.
No.
Oh, yeah,
Sorta,
The,
yes.
the Kendrick
No,
Lamar
yeah.
diss track.
Oh,
y'all can talk.
oh.
Y'all can speak on it. I'm just
Yeah,
No.
but you sort of right, Blue. And just in terms of the title is the same, and I didn't realize that Drake was I guess producer, executive producer, one or the other.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah. So Kendrick K. Dot dropped this track literally yesterday. It's number 1 on Apple Music and a whole bunch of other places already. 6-minute long diss track, virtuoso, primarily about Drake. And I mean, he just went in. I mean, I love how he starts off with, "Don't tell no lies about me, and I won't tell the truth about you." And then he just to drop all kinds of tidbits about him in really poetic and defaming kind of manners. I think my favorite thing to learn was Kendrick is already on this track with Future, and it's number 1 hit already as well, or was previously before this. And Kendrick alleges that Drake and his record label tried to put out a cease and desist because it was also a diss record or diss track for Drake. So the internet seems to have potentially found receipts on that. I think I posted in the chat a little bit earlier, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff to unpack, a lot of layers here. He's got references to the Wiz with Richard Pryor saying basically I'm a fake, I'm a phony. He doesn't want him to ever be able to use the N-word because it's cringy coming from him. There's a lot here.
Yeah.
Hates this man.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I put in the chat earlier. It was like Mos Def kind of said it best. He said he doesn't consider Drake, rap artist, he considers him pop, which I mean I do too. He makes poppy music. He
Yeah.
said that basically, if you go into a Target and you listen to something and you hear Drake, that's where it belongs. Like he's like retail music. That's what you do to go shopping to his music. I was like, damn, man. So yeah, and then that's how this guy is. And I think a lot of people. I was talking to my oldest daughter today because she called me up and she's like, "Don't you listen to this diss track?" I'm like, "Yeah," but I was like, he was an actor, right? He was like, he was in. She was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, he was in Degrassi," and she was like,
Yeah.
"Well," I was like, "Yeah, like that's that dude. Like he's a Canadian guy. He's not like some hood dude. He didn't grow up in like a ghetto or anything like that. He's from Canada, so and he was an actor, a child actor. So, him to puff out his chest like he's some hard dude. It's like I'm pretty sure some of the nicest parts of Compton is probably, not as good as the worst parts of Canada. So let's just be real here. The diss track was hilarious. If you want to hear another really great diss track of the same like high quality, there's one called was it Adidon by Pusha T.
Adonis, right?
That's his son's name is Adonis, but his like the song name is like Abaddon or something like that.
Yeah,
Look it
Pusha
up.
Tree.
Yeah, but it's pretty much like the cover track of it is like the box art is Drake, a younger Drake in like blackface. So it's he goes in hard about he's the one who basically let the world know that Drake has a secret baby and he ain't taking care of his kids. So
Oh, that's right.
yeah.
And people kind of sleep on that. Like, that's an embarrassingly really weird thing to do. And it taking Pusha T exposing that to force Drake to admit it was wild.
Oh, it's called The Story of Adidon. Adidon. By Pusha
Yeah,
T.
because like after that track dropped, like Drake went and got a DNA test and found out the kid was his. Like,
I think he knew prior.
Probably knew. Yeah.
Prior, yeah. I think he just kept that on the hush, and that is what it is. I mean, Kendrick in this Euphoria, he sure does talk about, you don't know nothing about being a dad to your son, and some really powerful bars.
My question is, what started this whole, I guess, beef between them? Like,
recently, from what I've heard, and I haven't even listened to this track, but Drake did some type of diss track of his own called Push-Ups or something like that, where he talked about Kendrick being short and having bad record deals or something like that. He may have said some other things on there, but it didn't seem to blow up like this. It didn't seem as visceral and like a fatality like this one is. It didn't have the legs or anything like that. But that's, to my knowledge, in terms of recent blow up where this started. I could be wrong on that, so definitely fact check me. But can I mention one other quick thing? He referenced a lot of like subliminal items in here as well, such as an old DMX interview where he was being asked, I think, on the club about Drake. And it's like, I hate the way he walks, I hate the way he talks, I hate the way and I mean, it took me a couple times listening to it, but I was like, I know I've heard this shit before. Yeah. And then someone on Twitter or something posted it. I was like, yeah, that's right. X said that shit. Kendrick did his fucking homework. This is why this man won a Pulitzer. He's not to be fucked with.
Oh, that's right.
And apparently there's... Go ahead.
Well, no, I was going to say, is he the first rapper to win a Pulitzer for his...
To my knowledge, yes. But, like I said, fact check me.
So apparently there's a longer version of that diss track. It's supposed to be like 11 minutes long. So I hope if Drake puts out anything, I guess he'll probably just drop the rest of the track. So
Jeez.
It's crazy. Like growing up, like every time I heard Pulitzer, I can't pronounce the word. How do you say the word?
Pulitzer?
Yeah, it was always like, oh, Lois Clark, he's out there trying to get a Pulitzer. I can't say the fucking word, dude. Trying to get that award for writing stuff.
Yeah, it's just him.
But yeah, for Kendrick Lamar, like I think I heard recently that he actually was the first rapper to get a Pulitzer award for his writing skills.
That P award.
But yeah, but it's still pretty dope. I mean, he's lyrical. genius, and like his rap style is pretty dope. Especially it kind of has that taste of like the '90s era of music with a little twist to it, which I really like about his work.
You know what it takes me back to? And people kind of forget about this era, but before 50 Cent was like big time and this huge household name and had all those great, tracks in the early 2000s, like right off the bat, he came at Ja Rule. And at that time, Ja Rule was like this big superstar. You know what I mean?
He was in Fast and Furious.
Dude, Ja Rule got bodied out of the fucking music industry by 50 Cent. And we don't like take the time to appreciate that as much as we fucking should. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes diss records hurt somebody's image and character and they don't fucking recover ever. Ja Rule didn't.
Well, I mean, look at freaking Eminem and Machine Gun Kelly. Like Eminem,
that's the worst one.
Machine Gun Kelly to shreds, where he left the rap game and became a rock star.
He turned he
left the genre.
He changed his species, bro.
Yeah,
that's how bad that dude went away. He just changed his species. I was like, man.
Yeah, it's rare, but I won't say it never happens. And even again, if you go back to early 2000s, Ja Rule was on fucking top. Like, he had a whole bunch of hits on the radio, music videos and shit. He was a household fucking name, winning awards, like, top 5, top 10 albums, singles and shit. 50 said, "You a wankster." Pretty much
that was it. Yep, that was a wrap. And that was a hit.
So,
but probably one of the best diss track ever, at least in my opinion, is the one you guys probably know I'm going to go with this, but with Tupac.
Hit him up.
He used Hit him up, and he used "Get Money," the Biggie's music beat, to make a diss track on, and that diss track was long too. Like before, I mean, I've heard before, but I never heard like the extended 8-minute version. But he just goes in on them. But like, I was like, and I heard it recently, like not recently, but like I heard it like later on in my life, like after the whole beef was done and like both artists were dead. Like, I was like, damn, he literally said he fucked your wife.
I mean, he starts off the track. He said, that's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker. And then from there, it's all downhill. It's like, where do you go from there?
Yeah, no shit. No, I think one of my favorite diss tracks is still No Vaseline. I was just like,
right.
Man. Yeah,
that's another good
love
one.
That
Damn.
one. People forget about Ice Cube was like a really good lyricist, but he doesn't rap that much anymore. Everybody remembers him as being like an actor now. But he was a really great lyricist back in the day.
Oh, for sure. What was the one with Snoop and Dre where they were talking about Uncle Luke?
Dre Day?
Yeah. Oh my God. It was like you're on stage rapping at your whack ass concert.
Yeah.
Gap teeth in your mouth so my dick's got to fit. I was like, God damn, you didn't have to go that hard on it,
You know what's really crazy about the whole somebody said this earlier, and I was dying laugh when I heard it. But basically diss tracks and stuff like that is just two guys writing poems to each other. I fucking love it.
For real. I will say this. I've listened like 4 or 5 times. I really do love the track. I like the fact that it for Euphoria, back to K-Dot. I like the fact that it like starts off with this weird jazz beat and then it just gets harder and progressively harder in terms of the beat changing like 2 or 3 times after that. It's
when he said you can't even say the N-word, I was like, bro, you're taking away this dude's soul. But also, I mean, it's Drake, so I don't even know why he's saying it to begin with, to be honest. Like I feel like he's the kind of artist that makes white dudes feel like it's okay to say the N-word because they listen to Drake. So that's my hot take.
Yep. It's
like I don't
not looking good for Drizzy.
Like I don't want to throw Will Smith on the bus because I mean, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Fresh Prince and DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince definitely had an impact on music,
for sure,
on the rap genre. But I feel like Drake is more of that softer rap music.
Well, but he yes and no. Like I feel like yes, in general he sort of is, but he tries to seem like he's harder than he actually is. Meanwhile, he has like stuff that I'll put my daughter's hair in his hair. Yep. And if that's your thing, that's cool. But don't sit here and like drop the N-bomb and talk about how hard you are and stuff like that. It's just like, I mean, you're wearing hair clips, bro. I mean,
that's the thing that makes me like feel, I guess, Euphoria more so than a lot of other diss records, because Kendrick was basically trying to say, you're just not very authentic.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because I like you when you're trying to make people wave their hands and dance or whatever, but this other stuff just isn't you, Canadian. So we will see, but I think this is a monumental diss track, and the popularity is speaking for itself, right? And this has only been 48 hours. So
Wasn't
right.
there another rapper who wrote a diss track, but then he retracted it because he was like, "This isn't me." Like,
Yeah, no, it was Benzino.
Oh, I thought we were talking about. Okay, yeah, maybe that one. I thought we were
Yeah.
going to mention J. Cole.
No, Benzino. Well, yeah, I think he did the same thing too, right? But Benzino, he dropped a couple of them for Eminem, which I have no idea why you would try to diss Eminem. It's like trying to fight
I got
John.
at least
It's like trying to
one.
fight John
You know what?
Jones.
Yeah. Anyway.
oh yeah, I know Eminem in one of his rap lyrics, he said something about Benzino saying that what's the opposite of a giraffe? Benzino, because that dude ain't got no neck.
Wow.
Yeah, M used to just murder folks lyrically. I mean, and he'd go after the pop stars, Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears and NSYNC and Moby and shit.
Janet, Michael Jackson, Mariah Carey, he was
didn't
going after
care.
everybody.
He didn't fucking care, And people were fucking scared. The other thing that people don't want to admit, like now that it's been 20 fucking years later, a lot of folks in the rap game were scared of him. Like, full fucking stop. They didn't want to get on record and diss him, even though some people, he had his haters and shit, but they didn't want to catch any of that smoke from him.
There's no winning. Like if you're like some gangster rapper and you diss Eminem, it's like you diss some white dude. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And like, first of all, most rappers cannot match him lyrically. So that's like, let's just be honest. So just the fact that he happens to be white, I mean, you're gonna start losing fans because you're gonna lose that rap battle, and you're gonna look stupid. So just steer clear. And he's done this like consistently for 20 years, 2 decades, actually probably more than 2 decades at this point. And people don't learn.
He made a diss record about his own mama. Like,
Yeah.
if I don't tell you that he's somebody to not fuck with,
Yeah.
you should already fucking,
So y'all ready for my hot take?
Go ahead.
Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Y'all ain't ready. This is fake as fuck. This whole fucking feud is fake as fuck. So yeah, this thing. So out the gate, when I heard about this shit, I heard literally the public knew that this shit was coming for some fucking reason. I'm like, how the fuck do you know a diss track is coming? So it started back I guess a year ago. The rumor was that the three of them, Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick, because they're on each other's albums, apparently they were talking about some kind of either going on tour together or something. Then all of a sudden there's this fucking beef, quote unquote. I'm using air quotes here. There's all this fucking beef apparently. And I'm like, where the fuck did this come from? If you watch all these I guess YouTube one takers, whatever, each one has a different origin. And I'm like, well, this totally sounds fucking fake. So when I guess it was Future and Kendrick, they took shots at J. Cole and Drake on first person shooter. And then everyone's like, oh shit, it's coming now. I'm like, hold on. This sounds like a setup. Why would Future, who's been collaborating with Drake for literally 7+ years, all of a sudden turn his back on him? And no one has seemed to have some fucking explanation on this.
You could not like somebody after a given period of time. I can tell you all about it right now.
Of course,
Look at NWA.
Yeah, but they had reasons because it's basically because of money. Why would Future turn his back on Drake? No one has an explanation. No one says shit.
I mean, it's in the
so
songs.
far that I'm aware of. In the songs, but they don't mention. All they do is talk about his lyrics, his non-lyricality, I guess, or his non-lyricist, him being ghostwriter, and some other thing I can't think of. But anyway,
what else? I'll tell you what else. They don't like him because he got a BBL and fake abs or something.
Yeah, that too.
Sure.
Yeah.
Rick Ross will talk about him getting nose surgery.
So
it's getting very personal, very comedic.
Yeah, I understand it's getting personal and all that, but it's still, to me, this feels fabricated and fake. And I kind of get why, because I knew. So Rolling Stone and Billboard put out that hip hop was kind of not failing, but they were losing its luster within the last few years. It wasn't dominating like it had for 30+ years. So you're getting country and like K-pop creeping in, and like Taylor Swift dominating the fucking charts. Like, yes, there'll be a few outliers, but hip hop, we had literally a generation of fucking mumble rappers that nobody can fucking remember. Like Designer, where the fuck is he? Where did he come from? He was in and out.
He's in that
Like
Panda.
most of these other mumble rappers, most of these other mumble rappers, like most people don't even fucking remember. And then you had what they most people claim to be the top three. So what do you do to revitalize fucking hip hop? What was the one thing that revitalized the East Coast, West Coast? It was fucking beef. Like that drives album sales. Like everyone is talking, including us, about this fucking beef between these artists, and that's that's what's got people hot. That's what's got like the fever. You got fucking videos of who did this, and then you get J. Cole drop his fucking diss track, and it's not even a diss track. It's like a semi like I like you, but you do this, but I don't want to fuck with you. I don't want to fuck our relationship, but I'm a kind of talk shit. It was like the weakest shit that anybody heard of. I'm like, well, this is the diss track that you come out with, and then he drops out, quote unquote. I'm like, what the fuck? This isn't a fucking tag team match. This is like some weird fucking. It feels fabricated and fake if you're gonna come in and then not get the smoke. And then you have fucking Drake and Kendrick going about it, and then all of a sudden, you got to think when you have Rick Ross, DMX, Pusha T talking all this shit about you and referring to Drake. Drake does not respond for years.
Yeah, it goes back 6 years.
Yeah, but there's no diss track to Pusha T. There's no diss track to DMX. There's no diss track to even Rick Ross. Rick Ross repeatedly comes after.
Because there's nothing you can say about not raising your kids.
But yeah, but there, it's not. That's just one aspect of it. Rick Ross goes deeper than that. But there's still no diss track. Like he don't talk about how fat Rick Ross is and how Rick Ross went to jail. None of that shit. None of that shit.
How he's not really Rick Ross.
Well, he's a cop.
Yeah,
so.
and he's not the real Rick. I mean, how fake can you get that there's no diss track? And all of a sudden he comes for Kendrick, like hot off the presses.
So let me quickly say this. I think that there's some truthiness to where you're coming from a music industry is shady. We know that.
Of course.
It's all about money. I get it. They sometimes do fake controversies. I get all of that. At the same time, I believe just bar for bar, I don't think Kendrick really respects Drake. I really don't. Not at this point in time. I think that previously, maybe there was a time when they did respect each other and, he liked him, got on some tracks or whatever. But I think right now, I think it's a different story. That doesn't mean that, you couldn't be correct, Old Ninja. But I will say for hip hop, this is something that always has been kind of part of it in terms of feuds and beefs. And
hold on, let me stop you right there. When was the last time there was true beef in hip hop?
Eminem and MGK.
That wasn't real beef. He was destroyed in one fucking. That wasn't real beef.
That was beef. He won.
Eminem destroyed him and sent him to the rock category after one track.
That was still beef. Only. It was still beef.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the real beef was back when Jay-Z, Nas, because Nas had a diss track that like was fucking hard as fuck.
50 and Jaw was something.
50 and Jaw too, but like, I mean, it was mostly like 50 doing some shit. Like 50 would buy tickets to Ja Rule's show, and then the first rows would be empty. He admitted to doing that shit on live TV. He's like, "Yeah, I did that shit. I thought it'd be funny." And he's all, he literally said, Ja Rule has to prove that he's a performer by acting like people is there and still do your show. You got to do your show, come out there and perform as if like there's people in those seats. And I was like, what the fuck?
What about the beef between 50 Cent and Mayweather? Was that considered beef or no?
Well, Mayweather's a boxer, but
Yeah, 50 Cent was making fun of him saying he couldn't read and shit.
That was true.
Yeah, it's true.
Then be facts though.
Speaking on 50 Cent, he hasn't said shit about this beef either. Not one word. The biggest troll in hip hop hasn't said shit about this beef. Not a single fucking peep.
So that's a semi good point. I will say this: sometimes shit ain't got shit to do with you.
True, but I mean, it may not have to. But when does 50 Cent, especially with beef within the genre of hip hop, does he not speak on shit?
Yeah, maybe he will.
Look what he did. Look what he did with Diddy. Diddy had all this controversy shit, and fucking 50 Cent went to town.
Yeah, but hold on, real quick.
It was literally just yesterday, though.
Yeah,
Mm.
according to 50, allegedly, I'm saying allegedly, but according to 50, Diddy tried to do some shit as
Yeah,
Diddy
exactly.
in terms of his partying, even with 50. And that's why he was always holding a grudge in terms of this man is a nasty ass motherfucking, you know.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay,
Did
so
he,
But
did
there's
he
been
want to
other,
did his dickles?
oh,
but there's been
old,
other shit
old
that
ninja.
Diddy's. Oh, go
Yesterday,
ahead. Go ahead.
yesterday, 50 Cent did comment about the
Oh,
Euphoria
Oh,
diss track, and he said this is real hip hop.
oh, I must have missed
there we go.
it.
That's an
What
endorsement, motherfucker.
he said is real hip hop.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, but that's the thing. That goes back to my initial point. Sales of hip hop, like the hip hop. If your hip hop's waning, what does get people back into hip hop? It's fucking beef. This will get people are waiting with bated breath about who's gonna drop the next diss track. And when they drop a full ass album, what do you think's gonna fucking happen?
honestly, I don't think that diss tracks are honestly that appealing to mass markets. It's appealing to people that
No,
listen to hip
no, no,
hop,
no, no.
but like
Yeah,
I
but
don't.
that's the thing. Ain't nobody gonna buy a
Yeah,
single track for this. You're just gonna listen to it on your digital media. But when they drop a full
no,
album,
I don't even think so. I don't think it's good outside of like if you already listen to rap. Like nobody, you're not going to get new listeners listen to a diss track. If you never even listen to, hip hop in general, like there's no way you're gonna want to listen to some dude making fun of this guy for not raising his kids right and for being Canadian. So
no. So
Let's,
here's that's
let's
back what I'm saying. You put out a diss track, you get this beef going, and then when they both individually drop tracks, and you have people that are either new to hip hop or they don't understand the beef, you go back to this whole fucking you give them links, and they
but
see this beef, and they're like,
I don't
oh,
think that's how it
wait, wait,
works.
wait, hold on.
That's not how
Hold
this
on, hold on.
works.
Hold on. Let's just be really, really fucking clear. And we said it at the beginning, but it needs to be repeated. Drake, from the standpoint of music success, is Bad Bunny, Beyonce, Taylor type of level in terms of just multi millions of sales and number one hits and all of that. Like, you could probably make the argument that he's the most successful rap artist of all time. Like, from an awards and sales standpoint. Fact check me, but I'm sure he's way up
I
there.
think he's got. I think he's
I
got
probably
more
I
number
would say
ones
Eminem.
than Michael Jackson.
I think he tied. He might have one more,
Okay,
but
so
I
when
would say Eminem more successful. But
when
go
you
ahead.
Yeah, he makes almost three times the amount of. He's almost three times the net worth of Kendrick Lamar. So
yeah, so
Hmm.
I want to put that out there when you talk about the semi conspiracy of, oh, this is just to make money. Drake at his level does not need necessarily any money to sell millions of or any controversy to
No,
sell
no.
millions per se. Yes, much more successful from a sales standpoint with Kendrick. I'm never going to argue against that. But what I will say is that Kendrick, with his lyricism, has the ability to paint a picture and semi change some people's narratives about who Drake is. And that's fucking powerful because Kendrick has a lot of fucking respect. He really fucking does.
Yeah, of course it does. But what do you think that does for hip hop? I mean, if you want to put hip hop back on top, why not create fake fucking beef?
because that's not
Why
how
not?
nobody's gonna. That doesn't. That's not gonna bring in new listeners, man.
Yeah.
Like at
Mm.
all. Like nobody except people listen to hip hop are gonna listen to a diss track and get interested in more of that kind of music. Like it just that doesn't make any
Mm.
sense.
The sales are about young white girls being able to go to a club and dance to something that sounds fun. That, I mean, if you want to talk about just the sales and who consumes and buys it the most, that's
Yeah, I
really
mean that.
what it is.
Of course, that's why Taylor Swift is popular.
But
But
what I'm
but
saying is that
if you want to get hip hop and like erase the fucking stank of mumble rap and get hip hop back on top,
This ain't doing
why
that.
not?
find me
Mm.
one Iowa white girl that cares about diss tracks versus something to dance like Hotline Bling or
No, this
something
is
in
Yeah.
the club.
so to me. This is about the jump off to kind of revitalize hip hop, revitalize fucking rappers to get back to like doing back to the roots, back to the '80s, back where diss tracks were in the club, or where you were dissing rappers in the club and they weren't paying your diss shit on the radio. That kind of like when you posted the link about Drake not wanting this track on the radio. I'm like, well, it sounds like to me they're trying to like go take it back and be like, just keep it in the streets kind of thing. I mean,
But
yes, it is a conspiracy theory, but like I said, overall, this feels fake and fabricated to me.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a hot take. Yeah.
That's a
yeah,
hot take.
I'm gonna stick with it. I'm sticking with it until I see something like, well, okay, I see. But in order to make the beef real, you have to make it like be
Yeah,
visceral. Like if it was weak, if it was a weak ass diss, no one believes this shit. You got to make it real. You got to make it visceral, or else no one will give a shit. If
That's
he's fucking, yeah, if he's just talking about like some fake punches like J. Cole did, no one's gonna give a shit, and they're gonna think it's weak. And to me, it still feels fabricated. It still feels fucking not necessarily marketed. I feel like this is some shit the three of them cooked up. So
I doubt
that's
that.
my hot take.
Yeah.
that's hot.
I would say that I
Yeah,
doubt that Kendrick Lamar would do that to a Canadian guy, but also he was on a track with Taylor Swift, so
yeah. He's also he's on track with Taylor Swift and a bunch of and
recorded it
fucking
twice.
Maroon 5 and shit. I mean,
Kendrick or Drake?
Kendrick. Kendrick didn't say shit about fucking Drake in his leaked ass fucking semi-sex tape fucking masturbation video. Drake didn't go in about fucking all that shit. Social media went in about Kendrick buying a Camry for his niece. Like he could use that as ammo. They didn't do any of that shit. And like I said, I go back to Drake didn't fucking respond to DMX, Rick Ross, or Pusha T, but yet he comes after fucking.
I mean, to be
Kendrick.
honest, all the people that you just said, besides Kendrick, they look like they could whip your ass. I mean, Kendrick Lamar's a little dude.
I'm pretty sure he could outrun Rick Ross. I'm saying.
Well, yeah, but here's I will say this too. Just like how we talked about Eminem and whatnot, there were a lot of people who were afraid of DMX as well in his prime.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah, of course.
X was fucking crazy. Let's be
Yeah, he was.
perfectly clear.
Yeah.
He legitimately said he moved to Arizona so he can carry his guns legally and shoot
I mean,
them out.
when
He
X
didn't give a
said I'm gonna give it to you, I was like, I'm not sure if I want it. So
Yeah, no, but
Of
yeah,
course,
but that's
when P
I'm gonna
Diddy
end that
said
with
it,
that.
you have to be worried.
Oh God, dang, the chastity belt. Anyway,
take that.
that's my hot take. I think this is fake, but that's my hot take. That's me, and I've seen other people who feel the same way. So we'll see. I'm gonna wait like a year and a half to see what happens. We're all gonna see.
Year and a half. God damn.
Yeah, this isn't gonna be like a quick thing. It's gonna probably like last a year. You got to keep it going. You got to keep it going.
I mean, a lot of times the beef don't last that long, other than
Usually,
the East Coast West Coast. That was a beef on its own.
that lasted a while though.
Mhm.
I'll even say this real quickly, just to list one more beef. I mean, there was a time when Megan and Nicki Minaj, were coming at each other as well.
That's right.
Those two big stars in hip hop, especially modern of the last few.
But
And in terms of the narrative and everybody talking about it, it wasn't like this.
no, it's not. But then again, are Megan and Nicki on each other's tracks? No. But is Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole on each other's tracks? Yes. So I don't know, man.
Well, previously.
Yeah, obviously previously, because now there's quote unquote beef out. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, sometimes, look, I'm gonna do a diss record about you, old nigga. Shit.
I do diss records about you on the daily.
And his hot takes.
Yeah, that's my hot take. So
Coming
there you go.
Coming off the top rope with this shit.
We need Stitch. Yeah, we need Stitch up in here because I know Stitch has got more East Coast hip hop knowledge than probably most of us. So.
Well, one thing people also kind of forget about Drake is that he was texted a teenage child saying that he missed and loved her.
Yeah, that was Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna say this. There's a lot of allegations about his dating habits with people who
some grooming
in most states shouldn't be talked about. Let's just
exactly, and more ammo that wasn't even used, but go off, I guess. Just saying.
I gotta listen to this track. I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah,
I heard it. I heard it the morning it dropped. So I was like, "What is this?"
Yeah, it's really, really long. All right, where else do you guys want to go?
All right, we have.
What did we miss?
I just want to go back in time in '97.
Oh yeah, we can talk about last week's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I watched this week's too today. So.
Yep. I saw like a quick clip, and I like instantly just changed channel or whatever. Scrolled to the next video. Like I was like, no, I am not getting spoiled. But last week's was Rogue's Rogue going rogue. Like literally, she was out there just fucking shit up. she'd been like because she's trying to find out who sent the Sentinel that ended up killing like a bunch of mutants on I guess basically Mutant Island. But yeah, she
Genosha.
runs a Cap.
It's called Genosha.
Oh, Genosha, yeah. And yeah, she runs the Cap. She heard his shield coming. She grabbed it and just fucking threw it on her arm, like like she's
it's
like,
mine.
look at me,
Yeah.
look at me. I'm the captain now. Like, she really fucking took his shield, and everything was going good and stuff like that. He was trying to help her. He's like, I can't like show up because I'm Captain America. She's like, oh, you're America's fucking police officer or whatever. I was like, damn, Rogue is just not just throwing fucking punches. But then the best part, she's like, well, I guess if you're not gonna go help me, you don't need this, and just yeeted the shield. I laughed so fucking hard. I was like, damn, Rogue is on a fucking mission.
Somebody did like a scene swap where she throws the shield and then it's Frieza looking over his shoulder and then the shield goes through him and he gets cut in half like the destructive disc.
That's fucking great. Like I know some people are like, because she was doing some power moves. Like there's one scene where she like this is when she's like looking for where the Sentinels are, and like these guys are in some military guys are in a bunker, and they're like, oh, this bunker is built to withstand the Hulk, and also you just the ceilings start caving in from Rogue pounding on it or whatever. But she does like a kick move, and people are saying like that's very similar to like some stuff like from anime or from like her video game.
Yeah,
right?
It's in the video game. It's in was it X-Men versus Street Fighter?
But what you guys get in on this because I don't want to give out too much. I'm not too familiar with the whole X-Men lore, but there's some shit that happens later on too.
Ninja, did you watch it? Or took his headphones off?
Last week's?
Yeah, I watched last week's. Yeah. Did you watch last week's? Ninja?
I heard my name. I'm not watching the show.
Oh, okay.
So the thing is, I've been talking to other people and debating, and like they're like, "Oh, you should watch X-Men '97," but I never finished like the other series. Like
Original
I was
one?
in and out. Like I barely watched season 1. I hopped back in. I think season 3. Didn't know what the fuck was going on. So it's all available on Disney Plus. So I'm like, well, I might as well go back and watch it. People are like, no, you can just watch '97.
You can, yeah.
So I'm like, well, dude, I just finished Jessica Jones, like season 3, like
Oh damn!
and like
You on
it
that
took
late
me,
freight?
like- yeah, I just finished it like 2 months ago, and I was watching like episode a night, and X-Men's like what 30 minutes, 20 something minutes per
Nah,
episode.
those-
they're like
30 something.
35. So yeah.
Yeah, well, the older ones are probably
Oh, yeah.
shorter.
Yeah,
because
those
of
are
the
22
commercials.
minutes.
So I mean, I figured like if I start from the beginning, I can probably catch up by like mid-June or something.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
so I don't know. I'm debating about doing that or jumping right into '97.
I mean, 97 is honestly it's better than the original, so
Yeah.
by a wide margin.
Okay. Yeah, so
Yeah.
at the moment I'm on the fence about what I'm gonna do
Okay.
because I'm still trying to catch up on other shows because Shogun just ended. I was just gonna watch all of it all at once. So,
Oh, yeah, I gotta watch the final one.
yeah. I don't know if anyone else on the cast is watching it, but I
haven't
do wanna
watched it
watch
yet.
I kept trying to get you guys to
Yeah,
watch
see.
it. It's really good.
Yeah, I know.
I've
I've
been
been trying-
Disney
hey,
Plus is trying to get me to watch it. They're like, hey, you need to watch Shogun. I'm like,
Yeah, I
"Hey,
know.
this is Hulu. No.
Yeah, so I
But-
mean, it's the same thing. Hey, I've been trying to get you to play Jedi Survivor, Cronus.
I have it.
Yeah, well now if you have an Xbox, everyone pretty much has.
I have an
it.
Xbox.
It's
yeah.
on it's on Game Pass now, so
Yeah. That's
now
not-
you have
uh,
no excuse.
Getting back to X-Men '97. So yeah, so Rogue she finds out where this dude is that she's looking for, who created the Sentinels, I
think
believe,
it's-
right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Gyrick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so she finally finds that dude. And Prodigy, did you watch X-Men '97? You don't watch it at all, do you?
Man, I haven't watched a single episode. I've been busy, man.
There's
That's why I stepped away. Go ahead.
They are so good. Anyway, so she finds Gyrick, and he tells him basically that he's working for Mr. Sinister, and he's doing all this crazy stuff. And so they find him in like his spot, and he's got like
Well, the
these.
government's like hiding them too.
Yeah, well, you're talking about the other guy. That was Trask. They found
Oh, yeah,
Trask
that's right.
first.
Yeah,
So she
no,
found
yeah,
Trask,
sure.
and then used her powers to find out where Gyrick is, and then she when she's holding on to Trask, she passes out because somebody, I'm not gonna say who, has powers to incapacitate people that use psychic powers on certain people. So after she sucks that guy's brain to like find out where he is. She passes
Rogue
out.
does rogue.
Yeah, she passes out. The X-Men find her, and they go and find Gyrick. And then Gyrick's like, oh, something worse is coming. I don't want to be part of this anymore. And he tries to kill himself. He jumps off a building, and she grabs him. And she was like, hold on, you got any more information for us? And she was like, he was like, that's all I got. She was like, oh, okay. And he just drops him. So he was like, later. So drops this dude. We think he's dead. And, everybody's like, what have you done? And then Wolverine's like, I mean, I wanted to do it. So
Yeah. You would have done. I would have done it.
And then
Well.
right after that, like there's an explosion, and Gyrick, it comes back as like basically like a human sentinel, and it's just like wreck and shop. He like basically one shots pretty much all the X-Men, and then Cable comes and saves them all. So yeah.
Well, like even like when he does come back to life, like he one punch basically Rogue, and Rogue is just out, just complete out. But then all the X-Men kind of get together, and it's kind of cool to see them all kind of work together. And Jean Grey, she's like going toe to toe with Gyrick, and that's when like he knocks Cyclops' visor off of him.
No, it's still on him. He just covers it up with his hand.
Oh, okay, I thought he knocked it off of him. Oh yeah, but he's about to like just kill Cyclops, and then Cable shows up, and that's when they kind of realize that Cable is their son, Nathaniel. Is it Nathaniel or Nathan?
It's Nathaniel. Well, they call him Nathan, but when I say Nathaniel, I always think of Mr. Sinister too, because that's his name too, Nathaniel Essex. So.
But yeah, and then that's when they realize that Cable is their son from the past, which they covered in a previous episode. Well, I mean, everybody fucking pretty much knew that, but yeah, and that's how the episode ends. But like the clip I saw for this episode is like, woo-wee.
There's some crazy shit happening in this episode. I was like, whoa, dude. So this is the last three are supposed to be like the best ones, and so far, this one is really good. Oh, at the end of the episode, actually, they show Magneto, so he's still alive.
Magneto's still alive. He's got duct tape over his mouth, which is, I don't know, it's kind of funny, but I was gonna try to watch today's episode before the cast, but I never got around to watching it. I hate that stuff come out on Wednesday. Like, don't they know we do a podcast?
Yeah. Actually, in the future, we'll probably have to change the days of the podcast. Yeah. So, like, probably the next couple months.
Wasn't Mr. Robot? Didn't the episodes drop on Wednesday for Mr. Robot?
Yeah.
Mr. Robot and also Mandalorian too.
There's a bunch of them, yeah. But it's okay because we use the 48-hour rule, but I still want to watch it when it comes out.
Yeah. I got to catch up on 97.
All right, Ninja. We're done talking about it. Yeah.
Oh, Ninja, put your headphones back on. All right, there he is.
All right. Did y'all watch Fallout?
Yes, I finished Fallout.
Did we talk about it? It was like 2 weeks ago.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I wasn't on for. We didn't cast last week, and I wasn't here 2 weeks before. I couldn't make it.
Go ahead, talk about Fallout.
We touched on it a little bit because I watched the first 3 episodes, I think. I'm on the part where dude in the mech suit saves the girl from the dude with no nose.
Yeah, Maximus from the Ghoul. Yeah.
Yeah, that's as far as I've gotten so far. But you guys definitely go into it.
Where he saves her in the shantytown.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that part I wasn't ready for because like when the Ghoul, I forget his actual name, but when he starts shooting people, they like explode and shit, or like parts of their bodies explode. I was like, what the fuck? What's happening?
You know what's crazy is that people online were saying that the game isn't that gory. I'm like, what are you talking? You go into vats and shoot somebody in the face, like their fucking heads explode.
Yeah, I found that weird too because my first Fallout game, you can literally target body parts in Part 3. That was the first one. Like you can literally target head, shoulder, abdomen, arms, legs, and literally, and in slow motion, watch them explode off their fucking body. I was like, what? So I don't know what they're talking about.
Well, I know what the episode with when they wake up the Ghoul guy. Like they have a weapon that shoots like just random items out of it, and like it impels people's bodies. Which
there's a lot of
game, right?
There's a lot of crazy weapons in the game, so I'm waiting for the Fat Man to get introduced. So the Fat Man is it's pretty messed up.
Have all the episodes dropped, or are they like doing like weekly?
Yeah, they all dropped them at once. Which honestly, this is the one show I'd be like, you probably should have not dropped them all at once because like there's hype that gets built up over the weeks. And the fact that they dropped them all at once, you didn't get the hype. So, but everybody watch it. Anyway, Ninja, continue to give your thoughts.
Well, I'm trying to not spoil it for Blue, so
No, go.
I can do the first 3 episodes. Because the thing was, it was like super weird. In the beginning, we're introduced to the people in the vault, you know, and I'm just like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like, it looks like the game so far, but I've never, at least the suit and shit. Even though I've never played like fully a full Fallout game from start to finish, but I'm just like, yeah, I know Blue is cracking up because I was too about how they were quote unquote practicing sex on each other with fucking family
cousins.
members.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? And it was weird because they were trying to repopulate, and they knew that not populating with your family would have basically tarnished the gene pool. So you had to like go to the next vault or invite someone from the next vault into to procreate with them, so you can have like viable offspring. Like, oh, that's kind of interesting, but yet you're gonna practice on family members. Very strange. But yeah, it's pretty weird how like even though you're in the vault, you train to be outside the vault. Like, because Lucy was doing everything. She was doing like martial arts and cooking and fucking crafting and shit.
Those were her attributes. That was her special.
Yeah.
Her special.
Yeah, so I was just like, okay. I mean, I see this is what you can do in the game. I guess this is what they picked her class to be. So
I mean, that's
pretty...
the whole point of the vault, even in the games. It's to like basically you go underground after the nuclear apocalypse, and then you raise people, underground, and then once all the radiation's gone, you come back and reclaim the Earth. That's why it's called Reclamation Day, because they reclaim the Earth.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, that's very strange. Well, that part I kind of got, but I wasn't really paying that much attention. I was still tripping about the cousin fucking part.
Oh.
But and then like what took me aback was like the whole Raiders, because like when they opened to Vault 32, and everyone seemed like they knew everything, but there was something like off. I'm like, well, what's off? And then like the brother finds out that something's not right, and then all of a sudden all hope breaks loose. Like people getting stabbed in the eye, people getting shot. I was like, what the fuck?
A pregnant lady gets stabbed in the eye with a fork. I was like, God damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, stupid crazy.
Well,
crazy,
is the leader of the Raiders like right when I saw it, like, and then like you see like the clip that from the past when the bombs hit, it's like, okay, that's clearly the ghoul's daughter, right?
No, so she's actually in the past too, and everybody seems to be confused about why she's in the past and now she's 20 years in the future. It explains it in the fucking show. Like it clearly explains like why she would be there. So I don't know why everybody's confused about it.
I literally thought that was his daughter.
No.
Thanks for spoiling it. No.
Well, no, you have to get further into the show. You'll find out more.
Now I need to find out who she is.
Yeah.
You'll find out more who she is as you watch the show. The thing about me is that because I started this show right after, like very recently after I finished what the fuck was I watching? Oh, Jessica Jones. She's in Jessica Jones season 3. Actually, she's in season 1 and 3. She's Hogarth's little sneaky link.
From when she was the rich lady, right?
Yeah, she's not rich. She's more of like the.
Or she's like a drug dealer or something. She's something.
No, I mean back in the day, I guess they did drugs, but no, she's like a What does she do? She's
executive or something.
Yeah, kind of. She's more like the outreach kind of person. So she does like she's the cellist, but she also does like community kind of work. And like Hogarth was like the executive going kind of chick, so they like kind of drew to each other, and it was very weird. And it's very fucked up how Hogarth tried to like sabotage her relationship.
All right, back to Fallout.
Yeah.
We're talking about
yeah, we're talking about Head Judges. But anyway, Fallout. That's why I knew her from watching her in Fallout. Literally just blowing up people, and then like after they killed all these people, I thought they were gonna murder everyone, but then the kidnapping the leader, the Kyle MacLachlan, the original Paul Moadib. And I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck do they need him for? And so like it feels like the beginning of the game, like in Double Dragon when they punch the girlfriend, they just take her.
yeah.
I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, what they fucking take him for? I'm like, oh, he must know some shit, or they need him for something. And so like no one's left the vault, which starts Lucy on her journey to go out into the wild. And I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be crazy. And I thought her brother was gonna go with her. But
that's the one thing. That's one thing I don't understand. She's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go out there for a day." It's like,
yeah,
you don't even know where you're going. Like, you're gonna be out there for way longer than a day.
Yeah, when you get to the town where she meets the when you meet the Brotherhood, she's been there for a while. It's been like night and day, a couple or like in a row. So it's pretty interesting. But yeah, meeting meeting the Brotherhood was different for me because I didn't understand. I just knew there was suits. I thought those were suits that the Vault dwellers used. It
No,
was a
no.
completely different faction. I was like, oh shit, this is way different. So
Yeah, I
it
thought
was
that too.
interesting meeting them.
Like, I mean, because I never really played the video game, so I thought like, you know, it
It's
was
good.
just Volt Tech that they were using.
No, there's like a whole factions. Like there's the Enclave. There's the Brotherhood of Steel. There's fucking aliens. There's the ghouls. There's a couple other ones too. What's it the new California Republic or something like that? NCR.
Mm.
There's a few.
Yeah, so some of that actually shows up later on in the show. But
Yeah.
anyway, as far as the first 3 episodes, like you get to see like what's going on. Like you see mutated like cows and deers and shit, 2-headed deer, shit like that. And I was like, oh shit. But like it's the air's still breathable. And it's like 200 years after the bombs have dropped. I was like, oh shit.
Well, what's crazy is
It's
like
my-
you learn later on that it's like
Oh yeah, it's not.
the
you learn
end.
later on.
No, like the end of it is like the writing gets progressively better when they explain like what actually happened. Like, and it's really really good.
Yeah, what's crazy to me, so the weird thing to me, I don't know if anybody else caught this, but a lot of the flashbacks felt like Bioshock to me. Like I felt like I was watching
Yeah.
Bioshock and Fallout kind of merge together. Because like Bioshock has like that weird retro kind of future, but underground, but underwater, but it's set in like the same era, like the 50s. Right?
I mean that's how Fallout. I mean Fallout came out before Bioshock, so that's just the way.
Yeah, Bioshock came in way later. I get that, but it just to me, I was like, dude, are we gonna see like a Bioshock like be a spin-off of Fallout? Because that'd be fucking crazy.
No, it's not. Yeah,
but
it's totally different studios.
yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of weird because I felt that aesthetic from it because they do this like crazy retro futurism, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool because it looks like the 50s, but some of that tech wasn't there in the 50s.
Yeah, you could like miss it when you're watching the show in the flashbacks. There'll be like a random robot floating around, the Mr. Handies.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, what the fuck was that? Well, that's not in the 50s. Like, what the fuck? And I was like, okay, it's cool. This is kind of cool. And like everything's like super clean and shit. And then when you see it's like Mad Max. Because Mad Max is also post-apocalyptic. So I'm like, this is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
And like, watching Lucy on this journey is very cool because when you follow her, I don't know what the fuck's going to happen because I never played the games. So everything's new to me.
Well,
so I'm like, dude, what the fuck's going to happen? Like, what's going to come out and get her? Like,
this isn't a storyline.
Roaches.
No. So this isn't a storyline from the game. So like this is like a whole new character. Yeah.
That's fine. I mean, Halo's kind of the same too, but that's a whole other story. But anyway, it was cool seeing mutated fucking roaches that were like big as a dog and shit, and fucking like I guess conscripted dogs, like dogs that would like do things like on command, like
or
it was
genetically
like
modified dogs. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was fucking weird. I was like, what the fuck? But it was cool at the same time. It was fucking cool because like the dog had like its own. It's like I guess the dog is like your companion in the game. Like you can command it or some shit. Yeah.
When they introduced the dog, first thing that popped in my head was Metal Gear Solid.
Oh yeah, Dee.
We get Dee. Like, oh man, Dee dies. Oh shit.
Damn.
But yeah, I mean, just that whole like the whole thing with the dog, like the fact that they were like, if the dog was under like 8 ounces or something like that, they had to like kill it, and like they showed like somebody throwing puppies into the incinerator, and you can hear them like. I was like, oh dude, that's
all bad.
Yeah. Up.
Mm-hmm.
That's all bad.
That was like that one governor, and like you hear about that shit. There was like a governor that just like wrote in her book that she just killed this dog because she took it on a hunt. It didn't pay attention or didn't take her command, so she just shot it. I was like 18-month-old puppy. I was like, damn, dude.
Wait, what?
Yeah, sorry, it's a little small segue. This is a real thing. This chick wrote a book. She's a governor of governor who shot.
I was about to say Lauren Boebert is not a governor.
Puppy. No, it wasn't her, but is Governor Christy Noem from South Dakota. Big surprise.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she just wrote a book and like it was totally normal just to kill a dog that wasn't taking commands. Instead of like I don't know, giving up for
Training?
adoption or something like that, or training the fucking
Or
dog.
training
Yeah.
dog?
Yeah,
what the fuck?
just no. Like we were on a hunt and it disturbed the thing we're hunting, so I just shot it. Just
Well,
like,
there's all these
okay.
people like I mean,
Fuck.
I never saw this like in person or whatever, but it was always like a Hollywood thing where people throw like puppies into a bag and like throw them onto the freeway or like throw them into like water into like rivers and stuff. It's like, I mean, that was some fucked up shit to happen, but
Yeah.
to hear that somebody actually just killed a dog because they wouldn't sit or
And she called it extremely
Okay.
dangerous because like it bit somebody, and I'm just like, yeah, dogs bite, especially at 18 months. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
it's really not even really a puppy anymore, but still, dogs still nip and bite. Like unless it's like ripping things off, then But also just train your fucking dog, or just give the dog up.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to shoot it.
definitely give the dog away if you don't. Well, wasn't there was this is totally going on a side tangent, but there was like some YouTuber who the guy shot the dog and claimed that the dog had bit their kid, and it turned out that never really happened.
Wow.
And oh god, I can't remember who it
That's
was, but this was like
That's right.
they're a pretty big YouTube channel too when it all went down. But
Anyway,
I think he
back to Fallout.
Murdered
Sorry,
her.
I did that.
yeah back to Fallout.
Sorry about that.
Oh, that's fine. I don't know about I finished it, so I don't want to give too much away. I don't mind talking about this next week too.
Yeah, the end was like
Blue.
the end was so good.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't even the lead up to the end was fucking. I was like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? Because when
You
you
guys talk about it
find,
real quick. I'm gonna walk away.
when you find out the truth about a lot of shit, I was like, oh shit. Especially about a particular character, because halfway through, I was like, hold on, there's something going on with this fucking character. They're hiding something, and sure enough, you find out that they're like on the council of like fucking executives and shit.
Yeah, he was in the,
Fuck,
so
fucking-
Blue took his headphones off. So
Oh,
so yeah,
no,
like
he left. He left.
he'll come back. But yeah, basically they froze these people and then like put them. What's funny is that like in the beginning, like Fallout 4, that's how it starts, because like all the vaults are different. And in Fallout 4, you get frozen and then you get reawakened, like, but you're unwillingly frozen, like you and your family. And then like as you're frozen, you wake up, and then like somebody takes your son and then shoots your wife. And so you have to like find your son after that. But in this one, like it's like all the executives that that actually started the apocalypse, they froze all the executives and then brought them back, when they thought things were going to be safe. And he's like the dad of Lucy is like one of the executives. And I think Moldaver was too. I think she was frozen as well. So that's why she was there in the future.
So that's why a lot of people were like, "How the fuck did she end up?" And I think
Yeah,
she's
just
probably
like
one of the first,
frozen. Yeah.
one of the first ones that were unfrozen. Didn't like how things turned out and like dipped and vowed to like, because like you find out another big bombshell, one that would totally revolutionize the entire planet. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
They're trying to hide this, and I understand that kind of knowledge could potentially start world wars, for sure.
Well, and also even the bigger bombshell for me was the fact that they kept fucking it up on Earth. Like they kept just nuking each other like every couple of years. They're just like, fuck it, drop the bombs again.
Yeah, and like, and it was what's fucked up. First of all, I'm like, this wouldn't happen
Blue's back.
necessarily. And yeah, because corporations, as we say, they have too much influence already.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Since Blue, did you see the part with the gulper yet?
No, but I saw like a snippet of it.
Oh my god, that thing was fucking creepy. Like there's
Yeah.
a lot of detail with it. Like so when it opens its mouth, like look into its mouth, it's super fucking creepy.
Oh no, they show you.
Isn't it? I also saw like a clip of a giant what's that thing
Salamander?
called? It's not. Yeah, I mean technically it is a salamander, but it's that cute salamander.
Oh,
that,
the axolotl.
yeah, the axolotl. Yeah, dude, did you listen to Stuff You Should Know when they talked about the axolotl?
Axolotl. No, I don't think I did.
Dude, I think it's like that thing's basically a mutant. Like you can cut off its limbs and it'll grow back.
Yeah.
Like you can cut like half of its brain and its brain will grow back. Like it has the ability to reassign their cells to regenerate like body parts.
That'd be nice.
And like whenever they were talking about this in Stuff You Should Know. Whenever like their food gets scarce, like they will start to like eat each other, but like because they can like regenerate, it kind of helps I guess keep the population alive for a bit, so they
Yeah.
could
Wow.
hopefully get food.
That's crazy.
It's ridiculous. It's really crazy how these things can like live and like continue. It's like those little tiny little
Tardigrades.
yeah, those things, yeah, because they can survive in like any kind of environment, like in
Sorry, in a
lava,
vacuum, yeah.
in space. Yeah, things are crazy and creepy looking.
Well, they're microscopic, so yeah.
Yes, true. They're probably all over our face right now.
Yeah. Fucking and shit on our faces.
Mm-hmm.
Nasty motherfuckers.
Bruh.
Fucking
That's
pooping.
That's fucking terrible.
Anyway, so yeah, the show is great. If y'all haven't watched it, watch it. It's one of the better video game adaptations. I think we can officially say we've reversed the curse of bad video game adaptations because we've had, The Last of Us, we've had this show.
Even Halo. I'll put Halo on it, even though Halo is not on the same caliber as Fallout and The Last of Us, but it's definitely better than what we've gotten in the past.
Oh yeah, that's not hard at this point,
Yeah.
But I'm just glad they're putting in actual budgets and good writing teams. The fact that Fallout had the original developers of the game doing it, and Lucy, the woman who plays her, she actually played the games before she played the role. So yeah.
Ooh. So you want to know a fun fact about Lucy? So
she's really a blonde.
No. One of the shows that we actually watched, which everyone loved, their season 2 is coming out in December, and she's one of the voices of one of the main characters, and that is Arcane.
Oh,
she's the voice. Yeah. She's the voice of Jinx in Arcane,
which is another really good video game adaptation.
Yeah.
And yes, that's very true. That Castlevania. Sonic, Super Mario Brothers. Super Mario Brothers was $1 billion movie. So
the actress that plays Lucy is English.
Yeah, that's her. That's the same person.
Yeah. Well, no, it's like because in the show she speaks in a American accent.
Yeah. But the woman who plays Lucy, she is British, and she's also the voice of Jinx, and she's also in Army of the Dead. She plays the daughter.
But what's the Twisted Metal series good? I never got a chance to watch that.
It's actually, it's pretty decent. It's actually so the thing about it was a comedy, and I wasn't ready for that. It was like kind of weird. It was like a weird romantic, violent comedy.
It's like it's almost like it's like out of time. I feel like this is something that came out in like the early 2000s. You know what I mean? But it's still it's still fun because I lived back then, so I didn't watch it. To me,
oh, you didn't watch it all? Yeah. No, so there's a point in the show where it goes from super comedy to like literally like drama. And I was like, what the fuck? Like the tone has changed, but it's still good. And then like literally it recreates one of the like big like points of the game. Like you wouldn't think it does on paper. It seems like it'd be fucking ridiculous, but when you watch the show, it's fucking amazing. I'm like, dude, I remember playing this game and doing this shit. This looks like fucking stupid, but it's fucking awesome when you watch it.
I'm like,
oh, it's freaking great.
Have any of you guys watched Knuckles yet? Because Knuckles is a series on Amazon. I think it's on Amazon.
It's on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, that's why I haven't watched it yet.
So it's a 6-series, I guess, quote unquote event that just dropped. I guess it's 6 episodes with Idris Elba returning as Knuckles, and then I don't know if y'all know, I put it on the list, but Ark Survival has an animated fucking series too that dropped quietly. It came out like 3 weeks ago. I don't know anyone that's watching it, but apparently it's okay. I don't know. I don't play Ark, so I don't kind of give a shit. But like,
yeah, me either.
But I don't even know what it is.
But it has a full sarcasm. Like Keith David's in it. I think. Who else is in there? There's like a pretty big cast in the game. I was like super surprised. But I think Vin Diesel's in it. Even though he's in the game, he's in the sequel. So
what's funny is that some people were saying that Maximus in the show has the idiot savant perk.
What's that?
Wow.
So there's like a perk. So in Fallout 4, actually, I think all the Fallouts, you have like these certain. You can basically craft your own like character, and they have this one perk that's called Idiot Savant. And so what it does is, it says you're not just stupid, just different. Randomly receive 3 times XP from any action, and the lower your intelligence, the greater the chance. So basically, yeah. So the dumber you are, the higher chance you have to have like multiply of like experience points for like anything.
Crazy. So in Ark the Anime series, you have Michelle Yeoh, Jeffrey Wright, and Gerard Butler. Oh, and David Tennant.
Nice. That's pretty solid.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? So it's kind of crazy. And I guess Vin Diesel is supposed to be in this year. I don't see him on the quick list, but that's just the quick list. That's not the full cast that I'm looking at. So I'm just like, what the fuck? So just the cast alone makes me curious about watching it. So I'm like, well, maybe I'll give it a chance. We'll see. Elliot Page is in the show. Oh, so is Carl Urban.
Something I want to talk about real quick. I mean, there was a trailer that was dropped earlier this week, but there's some cool. There's a cool tool. There's a cool ass toy that dropped like a couple of days ago, and like a lot of media has been covering it. But so I guess a while ago, we got an actual transforming Optimus Prime, which was pretty dope. It was all voice command. You say like Optimus Prime transform, he transforms. And it's like voice command, stuff like that. And then they dropped a Grimlock, which is like the one that turns into a T-Rex, and that was kind of cool too. But recently they dropped the fucking Megatron. They dropped the tank, not the gun Megatron, but like the tank Megatron. And the way it transformed is fucking dope as hell. Like the fact, like how his gun goes from his arms and also becomes the cannon for the tank is pretty sick. But then like just the way he acts and talks, and like there's a bunch of like Easter eggs. Like he'll sing "Happy Birthday" to you, but he won't sing it like "Happy Birthday" to you. He'll like he does something. It does something totally crazy. But like just watching this thing transform is just fucking dope. And like apparently you can have the Megatron and Optimus Prime fight against each other. I guess there's some kind of sync that they can do, but they'll start battling each other. But Megatron has a what is it called? What's the ball that's on the chain with the spikes on it?
Oh, a mace.
A mace. He has a mace, and he has it in his hand, and he like swings it around when he does his little action moves and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't know, it's just totally fucking badass. I almost want to buy one just because it's just fucking cool. Have you guys actually seen any of the footage or coverage of the Megatron Transformer?
Yeah, it's dope. You can talk to him.
Yeah, I actually did.
What are Transformers called? Like their race?
Oh, Cybertronians.
Okay, that's what it is. Cybertronians. Yeah.
Old Ninja came in clutch.
Yeah. So Blue, we were watching the Netflix. Well, it used to be Machinima, but it's the.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's when you find out. Yeah, but then you find out that there are others like cybernetic life, or not cybernetic, but there's other robot life that's not Cybertronian.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like one of the main characters comes to get revenge because the combiners combined and literally destroyed their planet and wiped out almost her race of like robots.
Did you guys see the since we're on the Transformers thing? Did you guys watch the Transformers 1 trailer?
Well,
yes,
that was gonna be my segue.
My bad.
Yeah.
Oops, Thunder Stealer.
That's all good. No. Go ahead. Talk about it.
Yeah, honestly, at first I was just like, I'm not sure, but then it was like it showed Optimus Prime and Megatron before they were Optimus Prime and Megatron. This is like back when they were basically like teenagers.
So he's not Optimus Prime. He's Orion Prax, and Megatron is just Megatron.
No, he's got a different name too. It's like DS something.
Oh yeah, he's like D21 or some shit.
Something like that. I don't know.
That's wild.
Roll for luck or some shit. See Mega.
Yeah,
and we also get I guess Bumblebee as part of their squad too, and also what's it, Ace? Is that the female Transformers name?
D16. That's
oh no, so she's Alita 1. It looks like she looks like RC, but she's Alita 1.
That's what it is.
Which in the original Transformers, Alita 1 is quote unquote Prime's girlfriend, sort of. So it's funny because
his side boat.
No, she's his main piece. She's his main trailer. But
his main bolt.
Alita 1 is voiced by Scarlett Johansson, and then Optimus Prime is Chris Hemsworth, which to me is a little weird, but not really. Kind of. I don't know how I feel about it, I guess.
Well, I mean, the original voice actors for like Optimus Prime and Megatron, they're up there in age.
They are, but they're still
here with us.
Yeah, but they're still doing their voices still in like
that is true.
And like shows and sometimes like anime series and shit. So works out.
But so far, I mean, because I knew if you're part of the Transformer lore, you knew that Optimus Prime was like he followed Megatron for a bit, and I guess he kind of was seeing like kind of where things were going and kind of went the other way with things. I mean, I can't remember the full story because it's been a long time since I followed the whole Transformer lore. But yeah, you know, and even in the Transformers, was it like Generation 1, they talked about Optimus Prime being oh God, what's his original name again?
Oh, Orion Prax.
Orion, yeah.
Or
And I think
Pax,
they
Orion
talk about
Prax.
that in the movie, right? They like introduce him as
And
Orion
they
Prime.
talk about it. They talk about it a few times about, especially in the machinima stuff, because they show Prime like as like a worker kind of, and
Yeah.
like, and then even if you watch, I think you and I were watching Transformers Prime, and it shows like when Megatron resets Optimus, so he basically is supposed to take over for Starscream to be his number one.
Oh yeah,
That was in.
he basically becomes the second command.
Yeah, so and like he doesn't understand why he's doing all these vibes, and then he doesn't understand that he's like has weapons attached to him. It's pretty crazy.
Who's releasing the Transformer One? Like, is it Nickelodeon or is it another studio? I feel
No
like it's
idea.
Nickelodeon or Sony.
Look like
I
probably
would
Sony.
probably Sony. One way to find out. And this comes out later this year or this summer, right?
Yeah, I
Oh,
think so.
It's by Paramount Pictures.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so this movie has a pretty interesting. So Brian Tyree Henry, who's like I think is a huge breakout star. If you've seen
Get Out.
Atlanta and
Was he in Get Out, right?
he's not in Get Out. It's a different guy. If you've
Oh,
seen
he's in
Atlanta,
Eternals. That's right.
yeah, and Eternals, he was nominated for an Academy Award, and like a lot of people were just kind of like glossing him over. But I think he's going to be even a bigger star than what he is. He should be, more recognizable, but give it time, I guess. But Chris Hemsworth, Brian Tyree Henry, Scarlett. So Keegan Michael Key is in it. So he's Bumblebee, basically. John Hamm, Lawrence Fishburne, Steve Buscemi. Like this has a pretty decent cast. So I'm just like, oh, this might be worth my money. We'll see.
All right.
Yeah, I'm excited about this.
Go and do a couple more things, and I gotta jet.
That's all good. That's all good.
Need rest.
What you want to talk? What you want to talk
about? The TikTok ban.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
This is
It's
fucking
just
crazy.
funny to me. But go ahead and speak on it.
Yeah, even though I'm not a TikTok user, I every now and again I look at like something on TikTok, but I'm definitely not the demographic, and I don't like the way that I get news through something that's an algorithm. So take it for what you will. But apparently, the House, the Senate, which makes up the Congress, and the president, they signed off on a huge foreign aid package, which tucked neatly in there is TikTok ban. So they're going to ban TikTok if they don't divest from China to an American company by the end of the year. So
9 months,
which I find that very, very odd to single out a single company to ban. Which, I mean, yes, there's problems with social media, but I mean, probably attack it from all angles and not just one company. If you want to say, oh, well, it's from China, blah, blah, well, then show us the fucking proof, because we know there's certainly proof that Facebook and Instagram and X, all these other American companies sell our fucking data too. You know what I mean? So if you're going to complain about that kind of stuff, then actually write laws that deal with the entire problem, not trying to xenophobically punish one company because at once upon a time they were owned by China, but now it's an American. It's based in America now, and the CEO is a Singaporean guy. So I don't see the big deal. I don't see TikTok doing anything worse than the American social media companies, to be honest.
Exactly. But I think one of the things that's crazy is that, I mean, TikTok. I like using TikTok. It's kind of the new flavor in your ear. But no, like some the content on there it's fun. It's just short. It's Vine basically. It's, we had Vine like way back in the day. There's short video clips that people are making. There's like trends and challenges. Some challenges are dumber than others, but there's other ones that are fun. There's a lot of stuff that gets shown on TikTok that you can't find at other places, like like shit that's happening like Iran and like in China and stuff like that. But one of the things that kind of got gets swept under the radar is that with the whole TikTok challenges, like there was like a list that came out that showed like all these challenges that were going to be coming up, and it kept being like kind of linked to TikTok when it actually turned out to be something that like Facebook was leaking out. Like Facebook had created these fake challenges and was trying to like make TikTok look bad, and like people kind of I guess don't remember that, or maybe the government I guess doesn't remember that, but like these guys are so out of touch about like exactly what's going on with culture or how technology works, which is I don't know, it's just really sad like what's going to happen. But I mean, TikTok still have a chance to I guess protest their.
Well, they're going to sue.
Not protest.
They're suing the government. So which,
yeah,
I mean,
they're suing the government.
They should. So.
Well, the thing that sucks is that like this was wrapped up underneath something else.
Yeah.
Like I think the actual writing was for donating money for like
it was Israel and Ukraine, yeah,
Syria.
Like that right there.
No,
should
I
be
don't. I don't think Syria. We don't usually give money to Syria, so.
Well, I'm pretty sure. I could have sworn I read it was Syria. But,
maybe it's a humanitarian something, but yeah.
Maybe. Here. Let's do a little bit of quickly. Oh no! So the name of the band is fucking. It's weird because it's like they call it like an American protection against foreign. Here, let me get this weird. Here it's called the Protecting Americans from Foreign Advisory Controlled Applications Act. There.
What? That doesn't make any kind of sense.
That's the name of the act, and it has been signed into law, which gives them 9 months. So TikTok is forced to sell. They're supposed to sell. I'm sorry, ByteDance, which is the parent company of TikTok, is forced to sell to an American company. If they do not, then they have to shut down their services in the United States, which is weird to me because if you have a VPN or you know how to change your location, you can still get TikTok and just say you're in Canada or Mexico or some bullshit.
Yeah, well, it's yeah. I don't know. They don't. These old people don't understand how technology works. Like we were saying.
No, they don't. And this act is further proof.
Yeah, and they're gonna lose votes for this. I mean, they are. One of the things that happened, which actually backfired on TikTok, was that after this got right around the time they figured out that they were going to do this, TikTok put a thing on where when you signed into TikTok, it looked up your where you lived. You already gave them permission anyway, and then it gave you the phone number of your senator, and then it said, call your senator or congressperson. This is their number. Call them and tell them you don't want them to ban TikTok. And so a bunch of people called them. They overwhelmed the system, and that made the people mad. They made the Congress people mad. It made people that were going to vote in favor of TikTok vote negatively against TikTok because of that. Because they were like, look how dangerous this is. They can do a call to arms basically and like influence blah 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 blah. But it's like,
so I don't get it. Isn't your congressperson? Isn't their office information?
It's public information. It is public information.
You can Google it.
So, yeah, so that doesn't make sense.
Well, I mean, it is. I can understand their concern because if you can have a social media company literally cause millions of phone calls to try and influence a vote, then yeah, I can understand the concern on that. But at the same time, I mean, wouldn't you expect any company to do that? I mean, you have lobbyists that put money in your pocket every fucking. You don't talk about those people.
I mean, I guess they need to ban Taylor Swift because didn't she do something recently that like she basically swayed vote just because she said like basically a sentence?
Well, she just basically said make sure you vote. She didn't say for who, but I mean her fans are probably all the same sort of people. So yeah, I mean I don't want to say they're all clones or anything, but they could be. No, because my daughter and I guess former partner, they are fans of the Taylor Swift.
I'm a T-Swizzle fan, so.
Yeah.
Hell no. I'm sorry. You like what you like.
I like T-Swizzle. I don't like Taylor Swift. I like T-Swizzle.
They're two different people? Or is that her personas?
That's a rap name. When she rap with
Kendrick.
No, when she rap with Kendrick.
She did rap with Kendrick. Kendrick's on one of her tracks, so.
Yeah. No, she rap with T-Pain.
Oh. Yeah.
With the little SNL skit they did.
All right, let's wrap it up. I got to edit and then Get some rest. Rest my
Sure.
little body.
All right.
Who's gonna rep? Oh, Blue.
You.
Since you came in,
Oh.
Oh
you
yeah,
came
I
in.
guess
Yeah, you came in like Kool-Aid Man.
yeah.
Go
So
ahead.
fuck, what was I gonna say? So yesterday was my birthday.
Happy
Oh yeah,
birthday.
happy
Yeah.
belated. I'm surprised
Your boy made one more trip around the sun.
I'm surprised you're
But
Did you drink?
hungover and sober.
You drink some Colt 45?
I should have.
I'm gonna find
man.
some.
Well, I guess I can now.
Yeah.
I'm old enough to drink Coke 45. No? But
Oh my god,
dude, next podcast I'm gonna have a bottle of Coke 45 here with me. But
that's awesome.
yeah, for my birthday, actually I went to Yosemite for the first time, which is
No, right now.
weird because I don't know, for some reason, I don't know, maybe it was just the public school system, but I thought Yosemite was like super far away growing up. I guess I got Yosemite and Yellowstone confused with each other. I think Yellowstone's really far. I didn't realize Yosemite was like right here in the backyard. But yeah, I went to Yosemite this weekend for my birthday, and dude, it was breathtaking. Like it was like I never felt so small before. Like when you're sitting, like I mean I've seen waterfalls stuff like that, but the waterfall we were at, like over to the right was like a giant like mountain. It was like there, and I felt small. I felt so small, but it was so beautiful. Like there's this one part where you come around this turn and you can see Half Dome, and like I had to pull over. Like there's literally a spot where you can pull over. I pulled over. I snapped a few pictures. Like it was really cool. My son was a little sick when we went. Every time we go on a vacation, my son gets sick. Like literally, like the day before, he gets sick. Like with for my friend's XLR for his XOR for his wedding. My little guy got sick. For the Sweetness and I anniversary, we went to Tahoe, and he got sick. Like this kid always gets sick right before he bother to go on vacation. But no, he enjoyed it. Like last year for my birthday, we went to Eureka, and he was sick there too. Damn. But yeah, he had a good time. Like he loved like running around, and like he got to see a bunch of stuff. He loved like seeing the waterfalls and the mountains. And for the car ride, instead of having his seat like in like either the driver or passenger side of the car, I had him in the middle so he can actually see through the front window. And like I moved his seat back to the passenger side. He's like, no, I want to move back into the middle. But yeah, it was a really fun trip. The cabin we stayed in had a telescope. It had like its own little observatory. Basically, it was like imagine like the big one that you see like at Chabot, or like you see like on the top of mountains, stuff like that, looking at stars. This people, they basically had like a miniature one in their property. I tried to use it, but it was so freaking complicated. Like
They are.
Yeah.
I go on for a Lily. They are complicated.
Yeah, like you have to like to calibrate it. You have to put like your time zone, like your coordinates, and like what you have to put up all this information in there. Then once you do have it on, you have to like find like the 3 brightest stars in the sky and like kind of move it to that location and like kind of click it in, and like it was too much work. And plus there was a bunch of fucking spiders here, so I was like, I ain't going back in there.
And the messed thing that people don't realize before you buy a telescope is that the Earth is fucking moving.
Yeah.
So you have to periodically like move the telescope as you're viewing.
Yeah.
Hold on, the Earth ain't moving; it's flat.
Yeah.
Everything else is
what are you
moving
talking
right
about?
now. What you talking about?
We're talking about Willis. But I'm gonna wrap it up real quick. But like the drive up there, so we're in California, and the weather's been really nice lately. But the drive up to Yosemite, like literally leaving out the bay, it was perfect weather. It was nice and sunny. Then as we get like right into the mountains, like it starts raining, and it doesn't.
Oh damn!
And we're driving like in a rural area, so there's no like street lights or anything. So it's just dark. Only lights I have is coming from my headlights. So the rain as it's falling, it's only falling. I only can see it because it's going through my headlights. But the road was. I thought I was about to drive into like a horror movie because the roads were super windy. Then also there'd be like a crazy like pothole out of nowhere. I'm like, yo, they're trying to like pop my tire so we can pull over and just murder us all. But like the whole drive up there was like literally driving in a horror movie. And then once we get to the cabin, like the cabin's like the house it has an address, but it like the way the guy described how to get there, he's like, oh, you're gonna pass like landmarker 425 or something like that. So you had to like keep an eye out for like the landmarkers, because there'd be like little like posts in the ground that have numbers on there.
Good thing it wasn't
And so
snowing.
you had to like kind of, huh?
It's a good thing it wasn't snowing.
Yeah, thank God it wasn't snowing. But once you get there, like there's no driveway. You have to like drive up a dirt hill to get into this area. But luckily, the cabin wasn't by itself. There's two other like cabins nearby, so we weren't alone. But I mean, luckily these people aren't murderers or some kind of pineapple cult or whatever. But yeah, once we got to the cabin's really cool. They had EV charging, so I was able to charge my car while I was there. Like, my son had a good time. Like, there's 2 stories, so he got to like play on the stairs, and like the fireplace was gaslit, so that was all kind of cool. But yeah, overall, it was a pretty cool trip, and it was a cool little staycation basically. But yeah,
Nice.
that's what I did for my birthday.
Cool.
Right on, Blue. Like I said, I'm surprised you're sober and not hungover on the test.
Yeah, I think my body doesn't work the way it used to. So there's this thing called your golden birthday, and it's basically when your age matched the date of your birthday. So my birthday is April 30th. So when I turned 30, that was my golden birthday, and I celebrated my birthday every day of April. I just got drunk every day of April. I just got drunk, and it was great.
That's like epic for me.
Yeah, right.
I still got it.
I guess I'll go next. For me, I'm still debating about X-Men 97. I've just been doing a bit more gaming, and I'm gonna be doing on Destiny 2, by the way. Since they dropped the free content and released a very interesting, basically they released Horde mode, but then they added this like weird, not weird, but it's actually kind of fun. They added like raid boss encounters within the mode. So you do this, and it helps you get an exotic that you can pick. You can get an exotic weapon that you can. It gives you a list that you can pick from.
Wait, which
if
game
you
did you say it
complete
was? What game?
Destiny 2.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. So the thing about it is, I thought it was going to matchmake, but no, you need to bring in a team of 6. So you need 6 people that can do this. I mean, now that Destiny added Team Finder or Fire Team Finder, whatever the fuck they call it, you can like set up a post and have people join you, so you can do it. So that's pretty cool. There's been a few games I've been trying to peek out because we've been talking privately about Starfield, and I was gonna go back to finish my new game pluses because you can play it multiple times and still get benefits. So I was gonna probably re-up on some of that, but probably gonna play some Call of Duty and then watch some of these shows. So Shogun, I need to get on top of, so we can finally talk about that, and definitely X-Men 97 at some point. I just finished the Bad Batch today. Nobody else is watching that apparently, but Star Wars Day is coming up, and I'm going to be like nerding out super hard.
Gonna be
Star Wars
May.
Day.
May the 4th.
Yeah, so the new show, Tales of the Empire, which everyone's like hotly waiting for. There's actually a fate of a very popular character that we get to see, and we haven't seen since literally the Clone Wars season 6 or season 6. So it's gonna be interesting there. I guess there's a game. There's a new mobile game coming out that day. I may actually play my first mobile game with this, but we'll see. A bunch of stuff's going to be happening on the day, so I'm looking forward to it. Like a lot of the movies, I guess on Star Wars Day, all 9 movies will return to the theaters. So I may even actually get out. Yeah, I may see one of them in the theater. We'll see. We'll see if I have enough time because I'll be working. But yeah, it's kind of it. Oh yeah, and it's supposed to rain. I don't know if you noticed that, Blue. It's supposed to rain on like Saturday.
God damn it, dude.
Yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, that's kind of it for me.
All right, for me, personal life kind of sucks right now. I'm a bit heartbroken, but podcast has helped. Being able to talk to y'all again. Sorry about last week. Kind of has to do with the same sort of issue. But I'm happy to be back, and I'm happy to sound normal again. So.
Oh yeah,
you were sick as fuck.
Yeah.
I remember. I watched it. I was listening to the podcast. I was like driving back. So by the time I literally made it back, you guys just ended. So.
Yeah.
Like, the next day, I was like, "Wait, was that Kronos or was that Kronos from the Upside Down?" Because he was like, "It was for the little girl."
Yeah, I was.
No,
it was
he was
pretty
Voldemort.
bad.
Voldemort was the best. He was like, I was like, oh shit.
Nah,
Well,
He was the people from the basement with the rabbits.
Yeah, and that was
He's- he's-
Us.
100% not a fake
He-
voice. Yeah, my
Yeah, he
lungs
was
were all
gonna-
messed up.
He was gonna Avada Kedavra one of you folks.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
But I've recovered. I still got kind of baby lungs going on, but I do cardio every day, so hopefully I'll be back to tip-top shape soon. I'm pretty much there now. I started playing Fallout 4 again. If you
right on.
if you watch the Fallout show, I don't recommend playing Fallout 4 after watching the show. I'd recommend playing Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas, only because Fallout 4 introduces a new mechanic of settlement building, which can be kind of annoying if you don't want to build a fucking town. It helped me because I play Fallout Shelter a lot, and so when you play Fallout Shelter, everything just makes way more sense when you're doing settlement building in the game. So yeah, if you like building towns and stuff, along with the Fallout universe, then yeah, pick up 4. But just know what you're getting in for. If you just want a normal like Fallout game, play Fallout 3 or New Vegas.
Was Fallout Shelter? Was it like that? I don't want to say co-op, but like, couldn't you like send your people to help out like your friends?
Not your friends, but you can definitely send them out because I'm playing it now. You can send them out because they added new content because of the movie. I'm sorry, the show. So you can get Lucy and the Ghoul and Maximus and the guy that fucks chickens and the and Ma June.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I forgot about that guy.
Yeah, but yeah, so he's in the show. So
yeah, he's in the show. That was hilarious. But anyway, yeah, if you like it's actually a really good mobile game. So we talked about it a long time ago when it first came out because me and Blue started playing it. He played it first.
Yeah.
Though.
Did they have it on the Teslas? They have it on their like you can game on the Tesla and Fallout's on there.
I mean, it's definitely worth playing again. Like they added in a bunch of new content. So
I'm downloading it right now.
yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I'm doing jujitsu. My daughter's gonna get back into jujitsu tomorrow, so that'll be good. She's been giving me extra hugs lately, so that's been nice.
Oh,
yeah.
There ain't nothing like your kid giving you a hug. Like it's just whatever issue you're having kind of melts away for that brief moment.
Yeah. All right, take us out here, old ninja.
All right. You just experienced Black and Bad Times Infinity. Check this out everywhere with Be the BTI. It's BTHAA and BTI. Anywhere you consume your podcast. If you don't know already, we go live every Wednesday, 8:30 Pacific time ish on YouTube, where you can see us live. You can ask us questions, be a part of the conversation. We have a Discord. You can email us at bethebti@gmail.com. Let us know that you want to join and ask us, whatever you want, or see some of the crazy shit that we put on there, or exclusive stuff. And then our official website, benheadproductions.com/BTI.